Hey guys, welcome to Tech Geekers, and in this video I'll be showing you guys how to optimize Cyberpunk 2077 for RTX 2060 graphics card. So basically this guide will be focusing on how to get maximum image quality while you can have maximum FPS on the game, and this guide will be divided into 4 parts. The first one will be some of the basic things in say Windows that you need to do before you make any advanced changes. Then we will move to Nvidia control panel where we will make some advanced changes there, and then we will use some advanced script in order to get maximum performance on Cyberpunk. And finally we will be moving to Cyberpunk to see what is the optimum settings to be on Cyberpunk 2077 to get the maximum image quality while we can have the maximum performance on it. So I hope this guide will be helpful. If you find this one helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel. If you own a RTX 2060 graphics card, then that would be a wise choice for you. So I will be uploading benchmarks on RTX 2060 graphics card and also some tweaks and tricks that you can do. So anyway, without any more further delay, let's jump straight into the video. The first thing that you need to do is you need to go to the search and type for game mode. So actually once you've done that, you can see Xbox game bar, but if you can see that the second one is game mode settings, select this game mode settings. And once you're in this game mode settings, you can see that game mode is turned off in my case, but in your case it will be turned on. Just turn it off. It is already mentioned that the game mode is to optimize your Windows for gaming experience, but actually this game mode cause some stuttering issues in the previous titles, so we can assume it will also cause issues in this one. So in a safe side we can just turn it off. And moving to the next one is Xbox game bar. So just make sure that this Xbox game bar is also turned off. And once you are confirmed that, then you can go to capture, and in capture setting you can just need to make sure that background recording is turned off for both video and for audio. So these two things are turned off. If you are not a person who record videos while gameplay, then you can just turn this off. This is not necessary one for you. Once these 3 things are finished, then you can just move back to Xbox game bar, and in the right top corner you can find something called graphics settings. So this is something that is related to graphics, so just click on this one and you will be taken to Windows graphics settings panel. Once you are in this one, you can see hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. Actually this is a pretty interesting thing, because I already had a video on this, how you can switch your graphics card. That video is already there in my channel. You can just find it out. If you already have like 2 graphics card, Intel and Nvidia graphics card, then you can just follow that guide. But anyway, the thing is simple. All you need to do is just turn this on, and it is saying that restart your PC to apply your changes. So just restart your PC after you browse. Click on this browse, and I already have it, so I just remove this one in order to show you guys how to add this one. So basically what you need to do is just click on this browse button, and then you need to find the Cyberpunk 2077 exe file. If you can't find it, then I'll show how you can find it. You just need to find where this Cyberpunk 2077 folder is. Once you are in this Cyberpunk 2077 folder, you can just go to bin folder, and in bin folder you can only see one folder, that is x64. Just select this x64, and in this x64 folder you can see Cyberpunk 2077.exe. Just select that one, click on add, and that is it. Then you need to add one more thing, that is go to the options and make sure that you manually set this to high performance, that is Nvidia GeForce RTX 2060 super graphics card, because in some people they have like a configuration of Intel graphics card along with a high performance graphics card like RTX 2060 or 2060 super. In that case, if you're having 2 graphics card, then you need to manually set it to Nvidia RTX 2060 super. And once that is confirmed, you can just click on save, and you can just close this one, and that is it from this side. Then you can move back to the game actually. So once you are in the game folder, you can find, if you already installed the game, you just go to the game folder. In my case it's in Steam, apps and common and Cyberpunk 2077, in bin x64, where I can find the Cyberpunk 2077 application file. Right click on it and go to properties, and in properties section you can just go to compatibility, and here you can see disable full screen optimization, and also you need to take this run this program as administrator. So once that is done, you can just simply close this one, and that is it from the Windows side that you need to do. And now you can just move to Nvidia control panel. There we need to make couple of changes. So just what you need to do is just right click on the desktop and then go to Nvidia control panel. Don't get mistaken by Nvidia control panel and Nvidia experience. They are completely different things, but we will be using this Nvidia experience in the future one. But right now you need to open this Nvidia control panel. So once you are in Nvidia control panel, you need to go to this manage 3D settings. That is the second option in this 3D settings tab. If it's closed, then just click on this plus icon and that will expand all the three options. Just go to the second one, that is manage 3D settings. And once you are in this manage 3D settings, you can find two tabs. The first one is global settings, the other one is program settings. Go to the program settings, and in my case I already selected Cyberpunk, but if you haven't selected Cyberpunk or select a program to customize, click on this add button and then look for Cyberpunk 2077. Probably you can find Cyberpunk 2077 in this list. If you can't find it here, then just click on this browse button and then go to the folder where you have Cyberpunk 2077 installed. Make sure that you select the Cyberpunk 2077 from the bin folder, that is x64, and then you can find the exe file. Select that one and click on OK, and then the game will be added to your list. So that is done. Once you have done that thing, then we need to make couple of changes in order to get maximum image quality. So the first thing is image sharpening. So in your case, this image sharpening will be put into this section, that is use global settings. Just click on this drop down and then select on, and then just so in your case you can just drag this the slider to 50% of this sharpen, and in case of ignore film grain you can just go to completely 1, and make sure that you are setting these changes if you are planning to use DLSS. And that fidelity, one more option I'll be showing. If you are not planning to use DLSS, then you can just simply ignore this part, so it will make the things worse. So anyway, so moving to the next settings that you need to do is go to the power management mode. In power management mode, in your case it will be selected to use global settings like this. So click on this drop down and select prefer maximum performance, and the next thing is texture filtering, that need to be turned on, and also the texture filtering native LOD bias, that one also need to be manually set to allow. It will be selected like global settings, but you need to manually set it to allow. And in case of texture filtering quality, just make sure that it is not set to high quality or anything. Just make sure that it is set to the high performance one. And once that is done, all these 4 changes, I think not 4 changes, 5 changes, once you have done that, you can click apply, and that changes will be applied to your exe file. So once that is done, if you already have a G-Sync enabled desktop monitor actually, then you can just go to this this tab where you can set up G-Sync, and then you can just enable this G-Sync or G-Sync compatibility. And if you already have a V-Sync enabled one also, then FreeSync or whatever it is, then you can also use this G-Sync there. Then just select this one and select the second option, that is enable for windowed and full screen mode. And once that is done, you are done in this Nvidia control panel section. You can just click on apply, and then you can just simply close this one. So it may take some time to load, but once that is done, you can just go to the top and close this one. And pretty much that is it from the side of this Nvidia control panel. So now let's move to more advanced thing. So basically you need to open your Cyberpunk 2077 folder. I don't know if it's possible to do it this way, but if you can't do this way, then just open Steam. I think my game is in Steam. So just go to the place where you installed Cyberpunk 2077. So once you are in that folder, so in my case I'm in the Cyberpunk 2077 folder, you can find a folder called engine. Click on this enter to this engine folder, and in engine folder you can find configure our config folder. Go to this config folder. In that config folder you can find a file called memory pool budget.csv. So basically, before even doing something, I'll explain what is this thing. So basically, the Cyberpunk is already taking your virtual RAM VRAM and your physical RAM, like a fixed values, but depending on different devices. Like in case of Xbox and PS4, like that, this consoles, it will be like defined, like predefined one. So they are using the same thing for PC also, but in PC we have different RAM and different variants of graphics card. So we'll be editing that one to set it to our exact configuration. So in my case, I am having a 16 GB RAM along with a 8 GB RTX 2060 Super. So before even editing this file, in order to edit this .csv file, you need to install a software called Notepad++. So I'll put the link in the description, so you can just directly go to their website and click on this this download tab, and then you can download the latest one. And once you install this one, then you can just right click on this memory pool budget. Before editing this, I would recommend you to make a copy of it. So just Control C and Control V, and then you can get a copy of this one, and then you can just put it to somewhere. I'm just copying it to my desktop, and then I can delete this copy. And once you made a copy, you can just edit this memory pool budget. I'll tell you how to edit this one. Just right click on it and go to edit with Notepad++. And once you are in this Notepad++, you can see two options. These are the two options that we need to change. So the first one is pool CPU. In my case, it is set to 8192, but in your case this will be somewhere I think it is 4000 something like that. It is predefined. What you have to do is like you need to calculate how much physical RAM you have in your PC. For example, in my case, I am having 16 GB RAM, so I'm taking the exact half of that. So you need to divide the amount of RAM you have with 2, then you will get this amount. So just change that to whatever your half of your physical RAM. And in case of pool GPU, you need to set it to your actual graphics card RAM. So I don't know whether it is RAM or not, but actual VRAM that you have. So in my case, I'm having RTX 2060 Super. So my RTX 2060 Super is 8 GB variant. So if you are having RTX 2060, then yours will be 6. So you can just directly enter 6 here. But in my case, it is 8. So I'm just putting 8 here. Then you can just click on, while exiting, it will ask whether you want to save the changes. Then click on yes. And once that is done, you are pretty much done from whatever the outside the game. You have optimized everything. Now you have set the game to maximum RAM usage and VRAM usage. So now let's move to the in-game settings, that things that we can do in game in order to get maximum FPS. So let's move to the game. Alright guys, now we are in Cyberpunk 2077 in-game. I haven't loaded the story mode. If you have already loaded the story mode, then you need to come back to the main screen, because some of the settings are only available in main screen settings tab. So once you are in the main screen settings, you can just go to the settings, and the first thing is gameplay section. In gameplay section, you can go down a little bit down. You can see crowd density, and you need to set this crowd density to medium. By default it will be on high, so just change this to medium. This will be beneficial when there is a crowded city like GIG town, something like that towns, all those in night city where there is a lot of crowd. You will benefit from this option. And moving to the next section, that is graphics option, we have a couple of things to change here. By default, this texture quality will be set to high. Just make sure that it is on medium, and once that is done, you can come down where you can see film grain. In film grain, you can just turn this off, and chromatic aberration to be turned off. I think these two will help you to get a maximum image quality in game. And once that is done, you can come down and motion blur to be turned off. So by doing this you can improve around like 6 to 7 FPS in close combats and fire shoot, like when you are shooting something, in that cases you will get more FPS, but in regular gaming you won't notice that FPS boost. And coming down, you can rest of the things that I'm not mentioning, you can just set it to the preset that you want. That is fine. The only things that is affecting I'm mentioning. So coming to local shadow mesh quality, you can set this to high, and then local shadow quality can be high again. Cascading shadow range, it depends. You can either set this to medium or you can just go down to low. And coming to cascading shadow resolution, this can be on high, and distance from shadow resolution can be low, and then volumetric fog resolution can be ultra, and volumetric cloud quality is medium, and max dynamic decals, I think it is on ultra, and on screen space reflection quality to be on medium. Actually this is personal preference. If you wanted to have more performance, like a 7 to 8 FPS more, then you can set this to all off, and that will give you a better performance in sense. But I would prefer to set this to medium, because RTX 2060 is capable enough to run this game at a pretty good decent manner. So setting this to off is not a big deal, but so we can keep this to medium. But if you're facing some issues with frame drops, then you can always come here and turn this to off. So surface scattering quality can be high, and ambient occlusion can be medium, color precision can be high, and mirror quality can be on high, and level of detailing can be on high again. So these are all the settings that you have right here, and the things that you need to change. And now moving to the next section, that is ray tracing. So there are two things that if you wanted to have ray tracing in the game, then there are like if you want the heavy ray tracing, or you can be on the light ray tracing. If you want to light ray tracing, then you can turn off these two options, and then you can turn off this ray traced lighting. But if you want heavy ray tracing, then you can turn on these ray traced reflections, but I prefer to turn off this ray traced shadows and ray traced lightning also. In DLSS you can just turn this to around so actually I changed something else. Okay, so coming to DLSS, you can set this to balanced or performance. Actually I haven't seen any difference between quality, balanced or performance, so I prefer to set this to performance right now. And in dynamic fidelity FX CAS, I can just turn this on, and I can set the minimum resolution to 90 and maximum resolution to 100. So that is it. And now once that is done, you have changed all the settings, and now we can close and start playing the game, enjoy the game. And if you find anything missing here, I know that if you own AMD CPU, then there is a fix to get more FPS, so I haven't included that in this video, but you can try that also. Anyway guys, I hope this video helped you. If it helped you guys in any way, please consider subscribing or liking this video, and comment below if you are facing some issues. And also if you have any other tips other than these tips that I mentioned in this video, so let others also get benefit from that. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and see you soon in another video. It's me Rohit signing off.